Welcome to 24 Hour Sports. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I think it's time for Adam Silver and the NBA to really get together and start making some big-time decisions. How many times this season as a basketball fan or a basketball content creator have you found yourself going to watch a game? Let's say the Nuggets and the Kings, for example. We got Domantas Sabonis and we have Nikola Jokic, or so we think. That's typically what's been going on this entire season. The big-time stars aren't playing in the big-time games. And if we want to take it to even something recent, we just had the 76ers versus the Nuggets. Joel Embiid didn't play in that game. And now, what is the true answer? Because I think right now, when we talk about injuries of star players, we talk about load management, 82 games, all-star weekend. There are so many variables and situations that go into this, but it's more questions than answers at this point. So I want to start talking about some answers and possible suggestions for what the NBA can do to really prevent some of this. It's always going to be injuries in the game, but how can we minimize this to a level that's best for the players and best for the fans of the NBA, and they love the game? So now, first thing I want to talk about is we go back and we look at guys like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, any guy that played in that 90s, 80s era, Magic Johnson, all of those guys, they played games. You know, it was some tic-tac injuries here or there, but it wasn't the whole load management deal. And if a guy didn't feel 100%, sometimes he was playing through that injury. And I think now teams are so cautious, guys are so cautious that we're not playing through those injuries. And looking at some research, talking about some things, the game has transitioned. When guys are training, it's more calisthenics. It's not as much weightlifting, you know, just typical bench press, typical squat, and things of that nature. It's more band pulls. It's more just on-court workouts. And I think that can attribute to some of what we have seen in today's games. And it doesn't matter as far as on-court performance, but it matters as far as what can your body hold up, what can you take, because that's a lot of jumping, that's a lot of running through screens, that's a lot of quick movement cutting. And now the game has gotten faster. It's more spacing, it's more pace. And I think that's leading to a lot of the injuries we see today. And let's take it to 2019, that Raptors team with Kawhi Leonard. When he first really brought on to the entire load management deal, the San Antonio Spurs questioned if he loved basketball. Tony Parker, those guys called him out. They said his injury wasn't as serious as he was making it seem. But now we get Kawhi Leonard, we get Paul George on the Clippers, and they're load managing consistently. Guys aren't even playing back-to-backs. And this is about every team across the league. There's probably at least one guy who's not playing in back-to-backs. So what changed? We just had Anthony Edwards coming out, you know, calling guys out about the loads management, saying basically, if you can play every game, at least try. Because we have to think about the fans. That one guy who bought that season pass, who's really working hard on his job, has to pay bills, and he spent his last money to get that season pass to come out and see LeBron. And then he gets to the game, LeBron's in street clothes. So Adam Silver and those guys, I think a couple scenarios we can really bring into this. I think taking the games down from 82 may be the first scenario. You know, I don't think there's a lack of trainers. I don't think there's a lack of working out. Like I said, it could be more weightlifting involved into that program, but these guys are working on their bodies, investing a lot into their bodies. But now, once we get to about 70, 60 games, and this is typically what guys are playing, you know, LeBron, Harden, those guys playing in that 50 to 60 range, it's going to be a better output. It can lead to more ratings, because we think about it. If we can truly get the star players and star games, let's take it back to another recent game. Like I've said, we had the Nuggets versus the 76ers. If we can take it back to that, and we get Jokic versus Embiid in a very, very close MVP race. We look at the NBA, and it has been kind of a down season as far as ratings, everything involving that. And we talk about the regular season doesn't matter. And this is why we seeing the regular season not matter. We added the play-in tournament. So now the regular season really doesn't matter, because if you're a solid team like the Lakers, if the Lakers can truly get LeBron back, healthy, fully going, they get into a play-in spot, they're demolishing one of those teams. They get into a series with the Kings, like a 2 versus a 7 seed. That's going to be a tough series, and not for Los Angeles. So now it's really to a point where we're not seeing the best of the NBA. And I think that bringing the games down, we're talking about bringing an in-season tournament. I don't think that's really where we should take it, because we look at the All-Star weekend, guys aren't participating. The only thing you can really see a star in is maybe a three-point challenge. They're not going out there and dunking. They're playing an All-Star game, but nobody's playing defense. No, they're walking up the court. Nobody cares about the game, and the ratings have went down. It's become a laughing stock of a show. So I think it's some serious evaluation that has to be put into things after this season, because it's getting out of hand. We got star players. We can't watch them. I'm really interested to see how the playoffs go, because there's been so much load management, so much guys not playing. So when we get to the playoffs, okay, this is what you've been sitting out for. This is why we've been load managing. Will it make a difference? Will LeBron play if they go to a 7-game series? Can he play all 7 games? Can he go? Can Anthony Davis go all 7 games? Can he go? Can Embiid go all 7 games? I really want to know, because what is the load management? What is it? Is a long-lasting effect? How can it really affect the NBA? And I want to see it, because I'm not a believer that the fact of load management has really changed things and saved the output of star players being in games.